And Azimio One Kenya Alliance leader Raila Odinga now says he will move to the Supreme Court to challenge the outcome of the presidential election and the IEBC's declaration of William Ruto as the president-elect.
Well, Odinga accuses the commission's chairperson of partisanship and being a dictator who never listens to his fellow commissioners.
Raila, however, called on his supporters to remain calm, as NTV's Kennedy Mureithi now reports.
The stage is set for another court battle at the Supreme Court, with the Azimio One Kenya team now gathering evidence to present to the court as they seek to challenge William Ruto's declaration as president-elect. Addressing a host of political leaders from the coalition, Raila laid out what he said were irregularities committed by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission in favor of his political rival Ruto, accusing the chairman Wafula Chebukati of orchestrating the mess.
Barely 2 hours before his announcement, Mr. Chebukati called a meeting of the IEBC and revealed to them the different results he was going to announce. 4 of the 7 protested Mr. Chebukati's actions. But Mr. Chebukati, whose mind appeared made up, did not entertain any discussion of the results, precipitating a walkout by a majority of the commissioners, who promptly denounced the results at a press conference.
Outlining some of the measures moving forward for the coalition, Raila noted 4 commissioners out of 7 were against the actions by Chebukati, and thus the majority were not involved in the final decision reached.
I and Azimio La Umoja One Kenya and the nation at large were shocked yesterday to learn that Mr. Chebukati alone decided to pronounce himself on the supposed winner of the 2022 presidential elections. We understand that only Mr. Chebukati alone had access to the tally of the presidential vote. He denied all the commissioners access to that information until he suddenly appeared before the commissioners in the late afternoon to present them with a fait accompli.
As of this evening, Azimio One Kenya lawyers were tightening up their documents as they also reach out to their agents in different parts of the country for information on electoral malpractices. They have until Monday to file the petition at the Supreme Court.
That we totally and without reservations reject the presidential results announced yesterday by Mr. Chebukati. That we will be pursuing all constitutional and legal options available to us. We will do so because we regard the many flaws in the elections and the wrongs committed by the IEBC as fatal to the process and the outcome announced by Mr. Chebukati.
Raila, who will be moving to the Supreme Court for the 3rd time after an election defeat, will be seeking to have the whole election annulled and the declaration that William Ruto is validly elected quashed.
Figures announced by Mr. Chebukati are null and void and must be quashed by a court of law. In our view, there is neither a legally and validly declared winner nor a president-elect.
The Supreme Court in 2013 threw out his petition, and in 2017, it ordered for a repeat election.
The law is clear on the role of the chairperson of the IEBC. The law does not vest in the chairperson the powers of a dictator to rule the IEBC unilaterally. The IEBC is structured as a democratic institution in which decisions must be taken either by consensus or by a vote of the majority. The chairperson and a tiny minority of commissioners have no legal authority to take weighty decisions and proclaim them as the rulings of the IEBC.
Results announced by Chebukati showed Ruto had attained the required 50+1 percentage threshold. Raila now claims there were 2 sets of results.
Kenya faces a grave legal and political crisis as a result of the actions of Mr. Wafula Chebukati, the chairperson of the IEBC. What we saw yesterday was a travesty and a blatant disregard of the Constitution and the laws of Kenya by Mr. Chebukati and a minority of IEBC commissioners. It is not up to us to decide whether Mr. Chebukati has committed an offense. We leave that determination to the appropriate authorities.
The Azimio leader, however, wants the country to remain calm as they seek legal redress.
Let no one take the law into their own hands. We are pursuing constitutional and lawful channels and processes to invalidate Mr. Chebukati's illegal and unconstitutional pronouncement.
The 4 IEBC commissioners are expected to be witnesses in the multiple cases expected to be filed at the Supreme Court within the legal timelines. Kennedy Mureithi, NTV at the KICC in Nairobi County.